Hey, it is January 1st. I got a slow, lazy start to the day, so I'm out here this afternoon just to do a little bit of still hunting through some hardwoods I have not hunted this year. I've been in here in the past and seen a few deer. I don't think I've actually killed one out of here. Originally, the plan was to get into a spot I've got in mind to try to look for a buck, because it's an area that in the past bucks have been liable to show up late season after the pressure's died off. And it's got a lot of thick stuff around, and I guess I just feel safer in there. But I pulled up there and there was 2 trucks parked, so much for that. I'm just gonna walk in here, and I'd like to lay eyes on a buck for once. I do have a friend who was wanting some deer. He was wanting a deer because he hasn't been able to hunt this year, and I'd like to get him a deer, but at the same time, we'll just have to see what happens. I might not shoot a doe. I might. It just depends. I might not see anything this afternoon. I think I could hear a mouse from 100 yards away. It's so quiet in the woods. It's really not good conditions for still hunting at all, because every little sound I make is not a little sound. It's like the only sound in the woods. I don't even hear any birds. Nothing. Luckily, the ground is kind of soft, so I'm not making too much noise. So up here it's fairly open except for this understory of beech and maple trees, which actually is kind of a pain if you're trying to shoot something because of all the little twigs. But anyway, the thicker cover is down in the drainage, and I can hear the creek flowing pretty good because it's been raining a bunch, and that actually makes some good cover, some noise to cover my footsteps if I'm closer to that creek. Also, I might be closer to catching the deer slipping out of the thicket, because they're likely bedded somewhere on the other side of this little draw here. So I've got a drainage right here. I'm going to try to get up here, slip down into this drainage so I can stay low down and just creep my way down towards the creek until I find a good spot to continue on down this way. The wind is coming here, so I'm going to be traveling crosswind the whole time. I'm on a deer trail with some fresh tracks. It splits up, it goes that way, and it also goes this way. There's definitely been some deer in here. had a little doe group get by me about 40 yards. They're pretty quiet in these wet leaves, but I heard a little something and I looked up and they were all kind of filing through. Seemed to be in a little bit of a hurry. But I think they're headed out towards some open fields that's on private land. That's the direction they're going. They actually came from the opposite way I was thinking they would, but it doesn't surprise me because I see a lot of deer in the next hollow over. I didn't get busted by anything tonight. I probably moved barely 100 yards per hour, if that. So I took my time getting back in here and I got right about where I wanted to be before dark. And that's actually where I ended up seeing the deer, so not a bad evening. Well, deer season's quickly coming to an end, but it's not over yet. I've got more stuff coming, so stick with me, and hope y'all have a happy new year. Thanks for watching.